Hey guys, what's going on? This is Badfish here with another episode of Gone Gaming. I hope everyone's having an awesome Saturday. We are bringing it back again to the city of San Pedro today to finish up that little college town that we started last episode. So if we scroll out here and let's just go over what we made last time and what's going to happen next. So we have this little college town here that we built last time, looking pretty good. Got the college in the middle, a couple little houses over here, but what I want to do is go ahead and fill in the rest of this space here, get it kind of looking good, add more houses, get some commercial going, make it, an actual functioning town. So that's the plan for today. We're going to go ahead and jump into a time lapse with that. I hope you guys enjoy the build. So since we started out with putting down some residential in the last episode, I did want to begin this one by building out a little bit of a commercial space since we don't have any in this area yet. So I'm kind of just making a nice little commercial park in this area right in front of the school. I tried to keep most of the assets related to like a college town or to something college kids might like check out. So obviously, you're going to need a grocery, and typically in college towns, it's like a rando grocery. So I apologize if Ingles is an actual chain that people recognize. I do not. To me, that's just a random grocery, so I just popped it down. It didn't look like too nice or anything like that, so I thought it kind of just fit with, budget, college kid, I need my ramen kind of shopper. So now I'm trying out something with walking paths. I wanted to have them kind of run through this area so people walk through. It didn't work out, at least this path in particular didn't work out. I might switch it just to the ones that can paint into the concrete. And then I added a couple signs over there, so a Smoothie King and an AT&T. AT&T, really no reason other than people like cell phones. As far as the other one though, the Smoothie King, college kids love them some smoothies. They're all about it. So we pop those in. Now just adding detail in the back of that little commercial area with some trash and things like that. And moving forward, I'm adding an enterprise. This really wasn't for the college kids in mind. My headcanon for that was like when their parents come visit for parents weekend, they're going to need some cars. They're going to want to be able to drive around and see all the cool amenities that San Pedro offers. That's why you send your child to school here. You want to go see the beach and maybe take a crack at Casino Island. So I popped those in just for that particular idea, and then I kind of add a little car lot next to the Enterprise as well as I did have this cool like Enterprise sign that I could use as well, just for a little bit of extra detail. Again, I'm not trying to use too many vanilla cars. I did realize that the spacing was kind of whacked out over here, especially if I wanted to have those vans put in. So I changed it up a little bit, and then later to cheat, I did kind of space out the cars a little bit differently so it didn't look too ridiculous. So please don't yell at me. I'm doing my best. And then I thought an auto zone might fit since you have the Enterprise, and again, teenagers and college age kids seem to break their cars a lot. But I actually took that out. So never mind. Forgot I took that one out. My apologies. So the auto zone is no more. We decided that wasn't good for college. And then I was having a lot of issues with people getting sick, mostly because of the insane amount of noise pollution those two arenas make. I didn't really plan for that. I am going to tackle that a little bit later. I don't know if I do it off camera in this time lapse, but we do put some trees down to kind of dampen that. So I'm just adding my municipal services. Those are all, well, not the hospital, but the fire station and the police station are assets off the store. And then the hospital I put in as well to help those sick people, but also I think a university, a lot of times if they have a medical school or something, which this one does, they will have like a practice hospital. So that's kind of my headcanon there. That hospital is attached to the university as a learning hospital. And now just adding in my usual planners, just to add a little spice to the concrete. Surface painter is great, but it can get so bogged down, like you just have these giant concrete pallets. So I always try to do something where I can add a little green space or just a little extra intrigue to the area, so it isn't just that gigantic slab of concrete, more or less. And now I'm just adding in some like fast food stores. You need a coffee shop if you have a college. Anybody who's gone through their early 20s knows coffee is lifeblood at that age, so put that in as well. Tried to extend that line, didn't work out. Might see if I can get a different arrow to have like a little bit of a longer one. And then just extending out those planters again. I liked how that Burger King asset had the planters kind of break down the lanes. So I wanted to continue that with right there. And then adding in this Barnes & Noble, because college kids need their books. Come get y'all books. And then putting down a little elementary school. So a little headcanon for the elementary school, very much the same way as we have the hospital. It's a learning school. So kids who go to college, they can come in and, teach younger kids and learn how to be teachers, especially if it's a college of education. That's a big thing too, to put in with universities. So I thought it'd be neat. And now I'm just trying to fence in this area of like the playground and stuff, mostly because that is just an awful idea to have a bunch of kids playing next to an active parking lot / fire station. So I wanted to have, that in there. And then I also took out the concrete because once again, I don't think like you're going to have playtime at an elementary school and be like, all right, kids, go swing and use the jungle gym on this big slab of concrete. Hopefully all of you make it. That didn't seem right. So I wanted to change that up, and now I'm just using the planters to square things off just because Surface Painter can get a little wonky. That's a big tip right there for detailing. Surface Painter isn't always going to give you clean lines, so if you want to give the illusion of clean lines around something, use planters, use something along those lines. I'm sure you can also probably get like concrete slabs as decals off the workshop that make it look like it's straight, so that's an option as well. Then just adding some extra detail to the little bank that I put in over here, using those planters again to create some lanes, as well as just painting down some lanes too. I don't think I add any extra greenery to this. I just wanted to leave that as grass. And then trying to fit in another fast food store, ended up just popping down a KFC, and again, trying to just create the semblance of a drive-through using some different props and things, and extending out the planters once again just to make it seem like there's those lanes in there again. And then I do think I add this line down just to really delineate where you're going to be going for that KFC. And now I'm just scuffing up the asphalt and concrete a little bit, just so again, add a little detail, add a little more believability to it. And on this area, we're going to continue out our housing. I did try to do like a line of these kind of wall-to-wall houses, but I really didn't like how it fit with the actual theme of this place. So I decided instead to make a beach. So I thought that'd be a cool addition, especially for a college town. If you have like a really nice little beach area for the college kids to go to, that'd make me want to go to school there. It certainly did with my first college. It was a mistake, but it made me want to go there. And then just adding these like nicer houses up front, maybe those are rentals for people, and maybe people rent them out for banger parties, or maybe just some rich dudes live in this town. I don't know. That's up to you, whatever you want it to be. And then I deleted that house there just to make way for a parking lot. For a beach, you need to have parking because people aren't going to park all the way over at the university and walk over to, people would walk over to the beach. That's not that far of a walk, but I wanted to make it just a bit more convenient for them. I did realize halfway through making this parking lot that the terrain on it is super wonky, as you can see. Those are dipping and diving, dip, dodge, dip, dive. For some reason on that end, I couldn't get the terraform to stick. I think it's because that house is too close. So I might move that house later on. You'll notice in the cinematic at the end, if you have a sharp eye, that these parking spaces over here are on like literally a 80-degree incline. It doesn't look great in the cinematic, so I'm going to go back through and try to change that up before the next episode and get that flattened out. I really do think it's just because that house is right there. So then just adding cars to keep the static parking lot looking good. Again, if you're wondering why I use static parking lots as opposed to the active ones, I think for me, just sometimes the active ones, the animation of cars trying to park there, they'll end up driving through like 15 buildings. So I think sometimes I just really notice that. So I just prefer static parking lots because when I take screenshots or cinematics, it still looks like an active parking lot, but I don't have to deal with, watching cars fly through buildings while I'm playing the game. Again, that's just my, personal preference, but take it for what it is. I don't like seeing people crash into my beautiful buildings, even if they do no damage. If they did damage, honestly, I might actually approve of it. I might enjoy watching it more because it might be kind of interesting to see how the procedural damage happens, but that's not the case. So now I'm just throwing down more housing. Again, I'm using the college creator pack that you can get off the workshop, or not the workshop, that's actually through the Steam store, as well as what's called the Colonial Bronx pack, which is on the workshop, and the Mid-Atlantic pack, which is also on the workshop. So it gives you a nice mix of these like semi wall-to-wall houses with a bunch of, college looking houses. So you got like your crappy little college apartments, you have your duplexes, and of course your frat and sorority houses as well. And then just mixing in some more traditional housing with those, because not everyone that lives in a college town is going to be going to college. Some of them might be working at the college. Some of them could be support staff or teachers or things like that. So I didn't want to have them all look like they're just college level housing. I wanted to mix some nicer ones in there too, or at least just ones with a little more character. So I don't know if I said it in the beginning or not, but the last 2 squares of this grid I am going to leave open. I do want to put like a little office park in there. I thought it made sense with the university right there. Maybe they heavily recruit straight from the university, get kids to come in and, work at their different businesses and things like that. So basically every utility or kind of area in this whole university town is built with the university in mind. So I'm trying to think, that university is clearly the centerpiece of this town. How can I make things that work with that? The other thing I might add at some point is a couple hotels, because again, you're having, parents and family come down to visit and things like that. You're going to want a place for them to stay. Because right now, all of our hotels are situated either on the waterfront of that little city we've been making or on the Atlantis Island. And if you want to check out how to make an artificial island in this game, I'll link to that above. But yeah, all the hotels are all the way over there, so they either got to take a ferry or drive across map. So I think it might be nice just to have a few in here. And now just doing some very simple landscaping. So this area is more in the northern part of this map, and when you look at like Northern California and things like that, it does start getting a little more heavily wooded. So I like these trees. They're a little bit darker, and it matches a lot of the trees that were already pre-used in the assets. So I use those dark trees just to kind of blend in. And then, okay, so I did do this on the time lapse as well. Right now I am just gonna add in a gigantic planter and an absolute load of palm trees. I'm doing that because, as you can see, a car flying through to park. That's what I'm talking about real quick. But I'm doing that because it will dampen the sound a little bit coming off these arenas, so people will get sick less. It's not going to take it away completely or even mitigate it to like a very noticeable extent, but it does something. So it's a little less dangerous to live on that side now. But we're about to end off this time lapse, guys, as I'm looking at all the traffic of people trying to move in. We're going to jump into a little live play, check things out. I'll see you there. All right, guys. Well, I hope you enjoyed that time lapse there. I know it was a pretty quick one, but I think we got this city or this town pretty well fleshed out. So I just wanted to give you a quick little live play tour of what we built here today. So coming out of the university, here's what we got. We have, of course, our little residential area that we kind of plopped down last time. This is new. This I don't think was part of the time lapse, but we were getting tons of noise pollution over here, so I popped down these big lines of palm trees just to kind of dampen that a little bit and help out so these people aren't dying all the time or getting sick all the time. Then we have our little commercial area over here with just a couple little stores, little Enterprise, Rent-A-Car, Burger King, Barnes & Noble, all that good stuff. I think that came out pretty good. Of course, the little school over here. But yeah, I think it all came out pretty nice as far as that area. And then moving on this way, we have the nicer houses right in front of the beach over here. So you got this nice little beach area for the college. Seems like a place I would like to spend 4 years. I don't know about you. And then, of course, over here we finish out with just some more residential. So I think it all looks pretty good. Like I said in the time lapse, this is gonna turn into like an office park kind of. Well, we need industry, but office counts as industry, so I want to pop some of that there because it won't make everybody angry that they're living next to it, unlike the traditional industry. So next episode, that's the plan. We're going to build out this office park and then tackle making this into a national park over here. But I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. We're going to jump into a cinematic of everything we built here in just a moment. But if you liked the video, definitely leave a thumbs up down below. It really helps me out. I really appreciate that support. And if you want to see some more San Pedro, some more City Skyline stuff, definitely check out my channel and feel free to subscribe. But I appreciate you guys. I hope you're having a good Saturday. We're going to jump into that cinematic. Alright guys, that's going to do it for Gone Gaming. As always, my name is Badfish. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Definitely check out my channel if you want to see more City Skylines. Hope you're having a great Saturday. Peace.